get a sense of if if we do bring the camera in, then you'll get a sense of how you want to approach and how you want to do it.
Yeah, that would be great. That'd be great.
Yeah, so every Saturday
Every
at
Saturday,
the
huh?
Family Center. Yeah.
I'll come for breakfast.
Yeah, pancakes, make chicken bacon with no nitrates, no nitrites. We use agave instead of syrup.
Oh my
Kids
God.
are none the wiser. They eat it up.
When they're hungry, they eat. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny because my great grandchild, she ate broccoli. Well, I end up she eats vegetables. Period. So I end up making some broccoli and putting the stuffing. 'Cause I know she loves stuffings, and she kept, oh ma, this stuffing's good. Okay.
All right. On your camera, in 3, 2.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the Elena Laster Show, Power of Women. I have a very special guest, what I just told you a few minutes ago, Mr. Robert Jones, and we're having a very deep conversation. And this man has a lot to give, and he gives a lot to the community. I thought there was going to probably be a half-hour show, but in talking to him, I find this is way over a half hour, and I have to have him back again.
Absolutely.
So please welcome Mr. Robert Jones.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate being here.
I'm glad to have you. So we were talking. I think I'm going to fast forward if you
Okay.
don't mind. We were talking about a mentoring program, and that's on Saturdays.
Yes,
Can you talk about that?
The Young Scholars Academy. Daryl Moss and I were at, I think, one of the predominantly black schools in Springfield on a read aloud elementary school. So I'm sitting in the classroom and I see a picture of George Washington on one wall and Thomas Jefferson on another wall.
Right.
And I'm like, why would you have these two prolific slave owners on a wall in a black school? I know they did great things for the white community, but why would you have these guys in? So
Besides being their maids,
so Daryl,
servants.
exactly, and Daryl and I put our heads together. I'm like, we need to have a reading program for our kids and focus on black history, not just from a United States standpoint or slavery standpoint, but from an international, worldwide standpoint, because there's a lot of stuff that black people worldwide have contributed to culture, to science, to math, to music, to agriculture. I mean, every facet you can think of. And our kids need to know that. They need to know that they have heroes too, and that they're great. And they have the potential of being great. So we created the Young Scholars Academy, and initially it started off as reading to kids, and all the books that we read and all the material that we read were comprised of black authors and black illustrators. So we
Okay.
started off doing that, and then our kids were just so precocious, right? They're just
Trying to suck it all
they're
in.
sucking it all in. They're showing up on a Saturday, excited, and we're giving them homework. And they come back
And
with
they
their
like it, huh?
they come back with their projects. We did something for Black History Month where you had to pick somebody, and you had to tell us a story about them. One of the kids, who I just love dearly, I love all of them.
I know.
He came in. His character was Emmett Till, and he came
okay.
in dressed with the hat and the shirt and the tie that Emmett Till had in the casket.
Oh, good.
And he read about Emmett Till's story. So it's just like,
That's
you know,
heavy.
to take it there
To that level.
and to that level, we're like, you know what, we need to stop bringing in public speaking, so that they engage in public speaking. So we start off with in a circle, and they talk to us. Everybody gets up to talk about their week, and particularly their week in school, what they liked about it, what they learned, what they didn't learn, what they didn't like, any challenges, any concerns, and we start off there, and then we split them up in groups, and they created a business plan, and most of it's centered around food.
Okay.
So they started creating their own logos. We're going to help them with articles of incorporation. We're going to help them with their business plan, and these are middle school kids and elementary age school kids. So we average about 30 kids every Saturday.
That's wonderful.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to
And
come by there.
yeah, absolutely. And we make them a healthy breakfast. I've had to stop parents at the door when I see them coming in with Dunkin' Donuts and
Oh,
things
yeah,
like that. It's like,
Dunkin'
no,
Donuts. Yeah.
we can't do that. And you can't bring it in because once the kids see it, they're gonna want to
They're
eat
gonna
it.
want it, right?
So we make them pancakes, and at first I was buying organic maple syrup because the maple syrup that we grew up on, Aunt Jemima and Miss Butterworth, which is delicious.
It is good.
It's delicious. But the first ingredient is high fructose corn syrup.
Okay.
And then the last 2 or 3 ingredients are food dyes,
Food
which are
dyes,
just
yeah.
not good for kids, not
But
good
you
for
know, during
anybody.
those times, that's all we had.
That's true. So
That's all we had.
the organic maple syrup it's just one ingredient, 100% organic maple syrup. And then one of our friends who's a vegan who volunteers at the program, he's like, won't you try agave? It has a lower glycemic index.
Oh,
So we switched the organic maple syrup out, got the agave, and the kids don't know. They're like, oh, you guys need some more syrup? It's all about wording and language, and
Right.
they eat it up, put the agave on.
he poured it, right?
Yep, and they just eat it up.
Yeah.
And then we make chicken bacon from them. It's organic chicken, no nitrates, no nitrites, non-GMO, vegetarian fed.
Oh my God.
So they eat that, and then I get Tropicana juice.
Orange juice
Yeah,
and
it's
things. Right.
no preservatives, nothing.
Right.
And that's what they have.
This is wonderful.
So we give them a healthy meal, which is probably the healthiest meal that they have all
I
week.
know, because they
And-
eat junk in school. And
Yeah.
You ever see those meals? Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah,
You ever see
I
what they serve
remember.
for breakfast? Oh my God.
When I was in high school, I had the double lunch: two
Yeah.
cheeseburgers, 2 servings of potato tots, and then I got chocolate milk. I had a strawberry shake and funny bones. That's what I ate for.
Or you can't, they run out of food if you're going to start eating.
Listen,
like
that every day that was what I had for lunch. And then we get into the curriculum, and then we split them up by age groups, by interests. So like the smaller kids, or like in preschool and stuff like that, we put them in a different room, and they're working on art projects. And the other kids, are doing presentations, working on their business plan, working on honing their business project.
You know what I want to ask you? You know what I think, what I thought would be a good idea? Our children don't know about stocks.
We've got people coming in to do that.
Because, of course, I didn't know about it either when I was young. Well, our parents didn't know. I mean, it's a different generation. But as you grow older, you learn about it. And I've been trying to teach my great-grandchild and my grandchildren. And now they started up with a couple stocks, Annalie and some other kind of thing. And they're trying to watch it grow. So I try to show them, go online, go to Dow, and see where it is. And when you get your little statement in, see if you made money, you lost money. But is that something that they can put into your curriculum?
Yeah,
Don't you
we're
think
looking.
Children
No,
need to know about that.
children absolutely need to know about
Yeah.
stocks and saving and finance. Now we're pivoting to something else. So
I know. I'm
as
all over the
being-
place with you.
no, it's okay. It's okay. As being the chairman of the Association of Black Business and Professionals, one of the things we're doing is we're looking to create a dollar cost averaging club, kind of like similar to a book club,
Oh, okay.
where dollar cost averaging is where you get into buying stocks. And you
Oh,
use that
really?
as a savings fund, as well as creating as an investment vehicle to
Okay.
save money as well.
Okay.
Because you get a greater return going that way versus leaving stuff in a
Right.
savings account or money market account or a checking account. The interest rates aren't even there anymore.
Right.
So we're doing that for the adults, but it's going to be a family initiative, so the whole family can be involved. So we're going to be launching that soon.
That's going to
But
be nice.
we've got people who want, like we have a guy who's a financial advisor, and the other at the program. The other thing about the program, it's a program where it's mostly black kids, but there's some white kids and some Spanish kids in there because that's part of the community,
Sure.
the neighboring community. But where do you find a program where you get like 6 black males?
I know it.
Okay, so you got 6 black males there every Saturday, just about.
That's wonderful. I don't know how I didn't get over there.
Yeah, it's at the Boys and Girls Club
Girls.
Family Center
Right on Acorn.
right on 100 Acorn Street.
Yeah.
Keyshawn Dodge
And
is a
I've been
huge
there.
supporter.
Yeah, Keisha, we've been there before because I had my superhero Betty Laws come there, and this was I think when he was first starting, and she gave out books and gave a talk, and the kids wanted to know all about her, and she told them that she's not really a superhero, but she's a superhero because she wants you to learn. She happens to be a teacher, and that's the last time I think I've been there actually. So I have to
Yeah,
come over.
every Saturday from
Every
like 9 to
Saturday.
11.
Yeah. Can I bring anything?
I don't know, just bring yourself or and bring some little ones if you have some little ones. Bring them too.
Yeah, I'll start. What I'll do, I'll put the word out tonight, and I'll probably have them come the following weekend.
Okay,
'Cause
whether
think
they want to
probably
come
got-
tomorrow or the following weekend,
Okay,
fine.
okay.
I mean, we're flexible. We're there,
You're there. Mm-hmm.
so yeah.
I have to bring you some information.